Welcome back to PSC's Tech Bytes. Today we complete the series about how to do provisioning of artifacts in SharePoint Online using Microsoft Graph. And today I want to explain you how to create lists and libraries using Microsoft Graph. In fact, we have endpoints to list, get, update, delete lists and libraries, as well as we can manage columns and content types in lists. And we can do that simply by having a sites.manage.all permission, either for a delegated access token or for an application-only token. So, like always, let me move to the demo environment. Let me show you how to do that in practice. So, this is the official page of the Graph documentation about how to manage lists and libraries using Microsoft Graph. As you can see, we can get the list of lists and libraries, we can create lists, we can update or enumerate list items in lists and stuff like that. Now I want to focus my attention on creating a new list. And in order to do that, we have a target site in which we already created in one of the previous episodes a content type called order document, inheriting from the document content type. And we want to create a new document library in this site. So, first of all, we can get a reference to the site, and in order to do that, we can use the sites endpoint providing the unique ID of the site that we want to target. And here we have a reference to the site. Then in this site, we can look for the collection of lists, and we can make a GET request to get the whole list of lists and libraries in my target site. But in order to create a new list or library, we can simply make a post targeting the collection of lists, and providing in the body of the request a list or library name, which can be orders. It will be a custom list or library of orders, and it will be based on template document library, and it will have content types enabled. Just to give you an idea, the template can be document library, generic list, surveys, links, and so on and so forth. So plenty of options when you create lists and libraries using this API. So let me do that. Let me run the post request to create my new library. And by doing that, you can see that we get back the ID of the library that just got created. If I go back to the site contents, we can refresh the page, and we can see that we have now the orders document library created in my site. Now let's assume that we want to manage the content types of this list. So we can append the ID of the list right after the collection of lists. And of course, by doing that and by making a GET request, we can get the list that we just created. But we can also target the collection of content types of the list to get all of the content types that we have enabled right now in the target library. Now, right now, we just have item, the document, and the folder type. Now, let's assume that we want to add the content type that we already created in the previous episode. So, I want to add that specific content type using a command that we have in the collection of lists. And specifically, I want to add a new copy in the target document library of a content type that I already have at site level. So let me change the body of the request. Let me make a post request, and I will provide as the content type the unique reference to the content type that we have in our site. By doing that, we will be able to add the new order, document order content type to the target library. And in fact, if we go inside the orders library, we can see that by clicking on new, we can create a new document or a new order document. If we want, for example, to get rid of the document and just keep the order document as the unique and default one, we can simply rely on the content types of our target library, and we can do something like that. So we can get the list of content types in the target library. Again, one more time. We can see that now we have the document content type, which has this specific unique ID in the target list. And we also have the new folder as well as the order document. And now, by targeting that specific content type in the collection of content types in my target list, I can get that specific content type, but using the delete method, we can also delete that one from the target library. And as such, if I will go back to my library and refresh the page, I will only be able to create a new order document in my target list. So by playing one more time with Microsoft Graph and using all the endpoints available in Microsoft Graph, you can easily provision lists, libraries. You can associate content types and eventually columns to the target lists and libraries that you created. Thanks for watching this video. I hope you found it interesting, and I'm really looking forward to seeing you next week. And remember, subscribe to this channel. Thank you.